All right, everyone, hello, and welcome back to our 20th anniversary Monster Hunter Countdown. Up next, Thunder Serpent Narwa, number 210. Funny she was tied with Terra Shogun Sianatar. First appearance, Monster Hunter Rise. Technically doesn't get a reappearance in Sunbreak. It's a different monster, at least by the list, All Mother. And it is going to get a little complicated, odd with how we do it. So I'm going to be fighting Thunder Serpent Narwa in high rank. I'm using her armor. However, the way the armor works is very odd. You have to upgrade it all the way, and then you have to upgrade it again using All Mother parts. So when we get to All Mother, we'll look at the G rank stuff, Master rank stuff, whatever, and we'll compare her on those levels. So just so you know, it's like kind of sort of not Narwa. We're using a Valstrax weapon. Narwa weapons are good. You'll see, especially in the Narwa All Mother video, they are usually the best or among the best Thunder weapons in the game. A lot of Thunder. So the way this armor set works is you need to upgrade it all the way so that it gets Storm Soul. Once you get Storm Soul, especially fully upgraded, all of the other base armor skill pieces on there get upgraded. So rather than having, 1 point of rapid morph, 1 point of offensive guard, 1 point of constitution, 1 point of critical draw, 1 point of guard, 1 point of part breaker, whatever, everything gets +2. So it's very confusing to figure out what the hell they were planning with this armor set. I'm using Charge Blade because it can make advantage of most of the bits and pieces, but it's really not a good armor set. The weapons are good. The armor is not good. Hit zone's pretty weak to Dragon and Ice. Hit zones are kind of fine all over, especially if a part is charged. Status is not that important. I mean, poison doesn't do much damage. Paralysis and sleep will put her into a state where she'll expose her stomach, but with the paralysis, it's kind of hard to get to the stomach, and sleep, you get 1 hit before she flies up anyways. I guess para is better, but honestly, just bring damage. You don't really need to worry about status too much on her. A little bit controversial. Monster Hunter Rise came out 1.0, no title updates. This was the final fight in the game, but you weren't able to finish the armor set, and the story was very clearly not concluded. First time I could ever remember that happening. Of course, this was in the COVID times, so not like we're out of the COVID times, but like the heavy COVID times. So there was obviously some issue with development. You can see hitting a charge spot exposes this belly here. Takes a lot of damage. One of the best hit zones in the game. That was probably not the best combo for it. But what I want to say is, while I don't love the fight necessarily, I think it was an interesting fight as far as Monster Hunter Rise goes and as far as game development goes, because the big introduction to Rise was Rampages. So thoroughly loved, they were full on removed for the Master Rank version of the game. I mean, they're still in the game, but they didn't keep doing Rampages into Master Rank. But you can tell that with this fight, they kind of wanted to incorporate that sort of Rampage aspect, Rampage element in it. So you have the spitting Wyvern Fire. You're going to get Dragonators. You have these moves like this little disco ball move she does here, where you were expected to use your wire bugs and then go into the rapid shot ballista. It's a clever fight. As far as a large monster fight goes, as far as gimmicks go, it's pretty good. It's definitely one of the better ones. I hesitate to call it the best one. I mean, if we can call Gogmazios the best one, then he's the best one. But it is easily in the top 30% of large monster fights in terms of like using gimmicks in the arena rather than just straight up fighting the monster. So I just wanted to say, even though I don't like wire bugs, even though I don't like excessive use of things like roaming ballistas and stuff in my fights. I think as a one-off, from a game design standpoint, I think Narwa was pretty good. You know, we even get a Dragonator, and then usually this does enough damage, and you get access to the cannons. Cannons will then flinch her, and you get a shot to attack the belly. It's fun, but, you know, if you were to do this over and over and over again, I mean, it gets psychically draining. And that's usually the issue. Usually the issue is that when there's too many gimmicks, it's great the first couple times, maybe even first couple dozen times. But then it's like, you know, you're not fighting the monster, you know, you're not reacting to attacks. By the way, this move gets stronger later in the fight. Usually it does one wave of lasers. Later on, it does 2 waves of lasers. You're not fighting the monster. You're just, you know, you're going through the gimmicks. By popular request, I am including her Nova. It's another interesting one. Stand underneath the platform. Don't stand on it. She'll hit you with the laser. But then, using your wire bugs, go onto the platform. I'm not trying to be mean here. I mean, it is neat. I mean, they're trying to find out, did you learn how to use wire bugs? Did you learn how to use anything else? So yeah, rather unsatisfying cutscene. You don't even get to carve her. She just flops on the ground and then disappears. Never been done before. I'm definitely not a fan of this. This is objectively bad. If you beat the monster, you should be able to carve the monster. Or, at the very least, have the actual fight in the game. Don't just, like, make it disappear. Okay, we got a couple items here. Narwa Spark Sack. This lightning-emitting organ creates a magnetic field to enable floating. Interesting. It's the Spark Sack that does that. Narwa Tentacle. Tentacles that cover Narwa's body. It uses them to shroud itself in lightning. Okay. Narwa Hide Plus. Hide so well insulated it makes lightning strikes feel like bug bites. Narwa Claw Plus. A sharp claw that once sliced up any foolish enough to attack Narwa. Narwa Carapace. Flexible and lightweight carapace that courses with flesh, singeing electricity. Okay, so that's it for Thunder Serpent Narwa. Interesting monster. Good weapons in Master Rank. They were pretty good in High Rank too. But overall, I would say one of the more controversial monsters on this list. Funny that she's down so low. Rise just came out. Like, this game is like the most recent entry in the series, if you don't count Monster Hunter now. Okay, up next, Crimson Kuropeko. I love him, and I love you. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.